Welcome everyone to an awesome game between ODM Hanadins as the Norscans, going up against the Crown of Feather here as the High Elves. It's an absolutely fantastic game today that I absolutely had to cast. So 3 units of the Illyrian Reavers here in the front for the Crown, backed up here by the Archmage of Light. Now she's going to be on a Moondragon here with the Book of Hoeth, the Arcane Conduit, Net of Amantok, the Shem's Burning Gaze, Fire's Protection, the Moondragon Breaths of course, and then the Lord passive for Exorcism. So for the main battle line, we are going to have the double Elite Phoenix Guard, some of the best looking models in the game here. These things costing at 1.4k are going to be having the Martial Mastery, as well as the Expert Charge Defense, 30% physical resistance, anti-large armor piercing, brilliant leadership as well as that bucket load of armor. So these bad boys can certainly do very well here, backed up here by the double Loth Sea Guard and also the Talons of Torquelada. Coming in with fire weakness and fire damage, and also looks like Martial Mastery, which is quite interesting. Should be a very strong unit indeed. We're also going to have some Silvering Guard here in the back, which come with that magic resistance, and it should be pretty tanky indeed. There's like an extra unit of Silvering Guards to make that 2 there in total, so 4 units here of infantry picked up against 6 units of range. So it should be quite interesting to see how the High Elves are going to work that out. So in the sky here for the Norscans, the double Frostworm. Certainly an amazing model indeed. These bad boys never seen. They're not that competitive, but I really wanted to showcase them today. They can do some lovely work. So Frostbite here with magical attacks, bucket loads of armor piercing here with the Frost Breath attacks, backed up here by the Chilling Aura, and that's something that I quite like a lot, which is that negative speed there and a 40-meter radius terror, but unfortunately here they do come with a fire weakness. So here for the front line, we are going to have Marauder Champions. Never seen either. Of course, they pay for a lot of armor. And those melee stats, they're okay, but they're not brilliant. But still, they're going to be pretty good here for 1,000 cost. In the back here, we are going to have the Norscan Ice Wolves, who also do have Frostbite. So they are going to slow there by 35%. But 4 units of those backed up here by a Shaman Sorcerer of Fire and also Wolfric the Wanderer. So the man, the myth, the legend here on horseback is going to be having the Sword of Torgaud, as well as the Hunters of Champions and Seafang, backed up here by the Shaman with the Flamestorm, as well as Cascading Firecloak. Very good there up against all Lords and Heroes, especially ones that can't heal. Also going to be here with, of course, Kindle Flame, bringing in those nice fire weaknesses. Although not going to be too much fire attack damage here coming out of the Norscans. So looks like the Moondragon is going to be coming forward. I'm sure we're going to be seeing some sort of breath attacks here. So actually going to be a Shem's Burning Gaze coming out of the pocket. That's going to be fire. Oh, lovely damage. Of course, Shem's Burning Gaze does do fire damage. So brilliant stuff here up against the Frostworm. So you can see here the bad boy spell here, fire damage as well. So lots of fire damage, which will really rip apart the Frostworm. So we're going to be shooting in the front here. Good shoot and scoot coming out of the Illyrian Reavers. There's a little bit of kiting here at the beginning, so we'll skip here just a little bit. But we've got to be careful here. The Frostworms, of course, are a ginormous target. A lovely hit there coming out of the Archmage. Book of Hoeth, Arcane Conduit yet again. And that is some tremendous damage here on the Frostworm. So this thing is going to be kiting backwards. We should get the Aura Slow coming in for the Frostworms. We might be able to catch up against the Archmage, but we really don't have fireballs or anything here to kind of contest the sky. So unfortunately, the Archmage is probably going to get away here scot-free, but we'll have to see as it goes on. Nice bit of shooting and scooting here up against the Norscan Ice Wolves. A few of them taking a bit of damage, but, pretty good wheeling around here coming in from Hanadins, just making sure we mitigate as much damage as possible. Looks like we are going to turn around here. We can see that the Frostworm is going to be getting away. Is this going to be another Shems potentially? Looks like it is getting in range. Shem's Burning Gaze does come out. And there we go. We do catch it. It's going to be down to 146 HP. We are going to see a break. -20 leadership. And that could be the end of the day there coming out of the Frostworm. Lovely work here coming out of the Archmage and the High Elf player. So we are going to shoot and scoot to the front line. We do now come up with the Talons of Torquelada. The double Loth Sea Guards here can do some big work at the front. Now we can see here Phoenix Guard are going to cover the back. And looks like the primary target of protection is going to be the Talons of Torquelada. 4 units of the Norscan Ice Wolves are going to come around the back here. Maybe trying to see if we can compromise some of the Loth Sea Guard. But in the high sky here, we are going to be shooting up against the Frostworm. Nice positioning. We do actually see the Silvering Guard here in the trees. The Frostworm is going to be protected by the nice foliage. In the middle, the triple of the Illyrian Reaver is going to be shooting at the front here up against the Marauder Champions. But you can see here, Bronze Shield, 80 armor. It's going to be pretty hard. So it looks like we are going to have a net in the back here, up against the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire. You can see here Wolfric also coming forward, Cascading Firecloak. We also did see the Hunters of Champions there activated on the Archmage. She is going to get in the sky, and that is incredibly lucky. Extra AP, as well as all those DB buffs, was going to be very nice indeed. So Shem's Burning Gaze going down here up against Wolfric. Not too much damage to write home about, but he is going to get away, but the Foot Shaman has to be seriously careful. In the front here, Lothran Seaguard are compromised by the Marauder champions. In the back here, we are going to see the Finnish Guard kind of holding, not really pushing too much here to help up against their range units. But these bad boys, they certainly can fight in combat. They do have good spears in the back pockets, and they can do some nice work indeed. Shooting in the sky up against the Frostworm, pretty weak, 2,900 HP, not known for their hit point pools, but they certainly can do some good work indeed. On the floor, yet again, we are going to be compromising the Shaman Sorcerer Fire. He's going to push forward. Wolf of the Wanderer has used the Sword of Torgout, 90% increase. Oh, a gorgeous Flamestorm here coming down the line. The Talons of Torquelator do actually have a 70% fire resistance, but even a Flamestorm here is going to do so much damage up against this ranged unit. Going to be firing here up against Wolfric, the Sword of the Goud, nicely activated here, charging into the Illyrian Reavers, doing some lovely work here in the line. Fantastic stuff indeed. That's going to bring it up to 780 weapon strength. It's absolutely absurd. In the sky here, we do have the Frostman rear charging here up against the Archmage. That slow really taking effect down to 56 speed. Excellent stuff indeed. Now the Vamintok here coming with the Frostman. Brilliant stuff from the High Elf player. On the floor, we are going to have the Shaman Sorcerer fighting alongside the Norsca Ice Wolves here up against Phoenix Guard. These bad boys should hold pretty strong. We are going to be seeing Silverin Guard entering the melee here. We can now drop out the Talons of Torquelator, but they are compromised here pretty heavily and taking some big damage here from the Norsca Ice Wolves and the Marauder champions. In the middle, Phoenix Guard are going to be holding pretty strong. 30% of the physical resistance is going to be quite nice. Of course, only physical here coming from the champions and the Norsca Ice Wolves. In the back here, looks like we do have a breath attack going down on Wolfric, and that is a lot of damage here on the big boy. He's going to be going down here to 1,800 HP, and now another fight in the sky. We are going to be seeing Hunters of Champions, Phase Protection used to counter that, up against here with the Frostworm, Cascading Firecloak, giving melee defense and armor piercing, but he is going to be losing in combat here. The Moondragon really giving it here in the battle in the sky. We can see Cascading Firecloak is still going to be activated. Can we get through here with 67 melee defense? It looks like it's going to be a much even battle here, but it really depends, because there's going to be no support here in the sky for the Frostworm. The Frostworm does fall! A big win here coming from the Archmage and that Moondragon, and that means a very sad story here for Wolfric the Wanderer. On the floor, the Illyrian Reavers are going to be fighting in combat here up against the Marauder champions. We do see maybe Seafang coming through. Lovely work there on the Lothran Seaguard. And for the most part here, Phoenix Guard are going to be holding pretty true. Same can be said there for the Silverin Guard. On the floor, we can see here the Shaman Sorcerer kind of has nowhere to run or hide. He's actually going to get terrified almost instantly. You can see the Book of Hearth has been activated for extra mana. That is going to be a gorgeous attack. Negative 60 leadership. That could even be a shatter there from the big Sorcerer. In the middle, we do have Wolfric the Wanderer. He's going to be pretty healthy. 1,200 HP. Not uber healthy, but he can certainly do some work here still throughout the battlefield. In the back here, coming in with the Norsca Ice Wolves, they're going to be rear charging up against the, oh my god, the Phoenix Guard are going to be holding super strong. 300 HP, still 22 leadership. Probably here because they're winning in combat. So charging apparently, and Lord nearby. So it looks like here that is going to be enough to keep them in fighting up against Wolfric the Wanderer. 820 for him. Balance of power still relatively even. Of course here the Moondragon is pretty weak indeed. Now, I'd like to see the Illyrian Reaver Archers coming back here. These are really key tools into pushing off Wolfric and the remainder here of these routing units. You can see here the Shaman Sorcerer is going to be broken, negative 20 leadership. I don't think we're going to see him returning. We do see some more Norsca Ice Wolves coming back here to the fray. But here with that Terror for the Archmage, it's going to be pretty difficult. It was like here, Wolfric is trying to stay alive. Hanadin's just going to be juking back and forward, doing all these zigzags, trying to make sure no breath attacks or shems can really come down and ruin the day here for the Lord. And he's going to get a good, juicy charge here up against the Phoenix Guard. 4 models left, and these bad boys are still holding on 65 health. This infantry unit is an absolute monster. Lovely charge there coming in for the Norsca Ice Wolves. And it probably says they're actually going to be winning. No, it's just going to be enemy routing and friends nearby. Oh, what a lovely Seafang there down the line of the Lothran Seaguard. And that's going to really help the Marauder champions clear out here. So it's like in the middle, we are going to have Hunters of Champions activated here on top of the Archmage. We are going to get the Sword of Torgout. Now we're going to do some big hits on the Archmage. 275 health. Are we going to be able to clear it off here with Wolfric? It doesn't look like it. It looks like he's going to run away. He probably could have finished that off there. Very surprised to see that he didn't complete the job. Now, he's going to be getting away here. We do actually need to make sure that Wolfric doesn't get surrounded here by Silverin Guard. That could be the end of days there for him. 720 health. Looks like the Hunters of Champions are moving to the right-hand side. Norsca Ice Wolves are going as well. So Shaman Sorcerer is still broken. We could really do with him coming back. Cascading Firecloak could be quite nice here for Wolfric the Wanderer. So still left on the battlefield, we are going to have Phoenix Guard backed up here by 2 units of Silver Guard. Breaking in the back there are going to be the Illyrian Reaver Archers. One here is going to be shooting up against the Marauder Champions, I'm sure, but we do actually shatter there up against the Phoenix Guard. Eventually, we take down that elite unit of infantry. So it looks like here we are going to be in chase of the Archmage. That's actually going to be, faster and stronger enemies nearby, which will actually be Wulfric. So it'll actually be nice and close, maintaining that negative leadership, which is actually really important. And that can actually stack depending on how many units you also have nearby. So if you've got 2 or 3 units, it'll actually go from 4 to 8 to 12, depending on if they are faster and stronger here than the Archmage on the Dragon. So in the middle here, the Marauder Champions, they are exhausted. Wouldn't mind seeing these getting a little bit of a rest here, and then moving back maybe up against the Phoenix Guard. But there's not too many places to call home. They could be about the Silver Guard, but I think the Phoenix Guard might be a challenge. Now, we've also got to be careful here in the trees. We're still broken there with the Archmage, Book of Hoeth and Arcane Conduit. And so we did come back, but then we immediately broke again. But we are going to be shooting them against Wulfric. That's going to be -5 leadership and also some big, juicy damage. You just have 100 armor. Oh my god, we immediately break there with the Illyrian Reavers. Very unfortunate for the High Elves. We might be able to chase off the Archmage, but there's an awful long way there to the white line. So here in the middle, Loth and Seaguard, still lots of ammo. They are going to be having 10 ammunition. Looks like -1 leadership, so they might struggle to come back. But in the middle here, Illyrian Reaver Archers, they do shatter under the Marauder Champion pressure. Now going to be fighting here up against the Silver Guard, and being there's no support here of infantry, it could be quite difficult. The Phoenix Guard have great armor piercing value and could really finish off this Marauder Champion unit. 54 melee defense though, and yeah, it could be pretty difficult here. The Silver Guard aren't known for their melee attack, but they have very good melee defense with armor. So let's have a look here. Wulfric does give up chase. The Archmage is going to get away, which means it will return. So 4 leadership here, I think, was probably a mistake, but it's so hard to know here. Pushing off the edge of the map, of course, would have been good, but having Magic back, Shem's Burning Gaze, it managed to get an Arcane Conduit off, also there with the Book of Hoeth. It's a very, very difficult decision. So we are going to charge here and try and see if we can help the Marauder Champions. Of course, we don't have Fight or Die, so we can't really give them leadership and melee attack buffs. And being that we didn't chase off the Dragon, there's no way to kind of compromise it there in the sky with the Shaman off the battlefield. On the floor here, we are going to see the Phoenix Guard going strong, 22 models, 700 HP, which means these bad boys still got at least 600 HP to die from there before they even start to waver. Marauder Champions are starting to struggle. Balance of power is going to be even. Wulfric is moving in, though. Can we get the help here? Looks like he's going to go around the outside. Shems comes down on Wulfric. Wulfric breaks. That's going to be -128 army losses. GG's and well played here, coming in from the Asur. So I think there the defining moment was actually not chasing off the Archmage. That's actually what came with the loss there. We saw the Shem's Burning Gaze finish off killing here with Wulfric the Wanderer. But what an awesome game here between 2 brilliant builds. And when I mean brilliant, neither of these are like optimal tournament builds, but they're just really fun. Like something different, something we don't normally see. And I like to cast these builds every now and then that have some nice elite units in and just a bit of a different aspect than what we're usually seeing. So we are going to see Wulfric the Wanderer here. We got 41 kills, 1,460. Pretty nice stuff there from him. 1,309 there for the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire. With also 670, 1,500, 380, and 1,850 there for the Marauder Champions. Very nice indeed. And of course there was a lot of value there to gain up against the Phoenix Guard. 620, 370, 250, and 200 there from the Norsca Ice Wolves, with 0 and 2,400 for the Frostworm. Such a shame this Frostworm here was getting pretty donked on there by the Archmage. However, Shem's Burning Gaze with the fire weakness just makes it so difficult here to use the Frostworms indeed. But well played to the Crown of Feather. We are going to be having 3,800 damage value for the Archmage of Light. Yeah, very strong there on a Moon Dragon. Pretty tanky as well. 680 and 1,000 there for the Silver Guard. Very tanky choices indeed. 806 and 1,200 for the Phoenix Guard. 330. 840 and 260 there for the Loth and Seaguard, with 640 there for the Talons of Torquelada, with 560 for the Illyrian Reavers, 790 and 466. Yeah, really nicely played. Only 4 units of infantry here to protect up against, what's that, 5, 6, 7 units of skirmish. So yeah, you know, pretty good work there with the Archmage to get the damage and the nets and just make sure it's all withered down here before we get to the front line. But what an awesome game here between both of these champions. Thank you very much for sending in Hanadins. It was such an awesome cast. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If If you did, please smash that like button. It would really help here on the channel. Feel free to leave a comment down below as well. It all does help, and I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. Feel free to subscribe and also check out there on that description where you can find all my other social media platforms, including Twitch, but most importantly, that Discord. We're going to be doing a massive revamp here, coming in ready for Warhammer 3. There's going to be so many more things for you to do there on the Discord and interact with, so make sure you do go check it out. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourself during these times, and I'll see you all very, very soon.